Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Crusader Kings 2 with me, the Canarian. And last episode we created Count John of White, and he is a warrior who helped King William conquer all of England. He is an ambitious young man, and he's a warrior true to it. He's very full of testosterone and lustful, but also, not only is he this, he is actually a man of great combat skill. He's ambidextrous, he can switch his sword from hand to hand, he's very perceptive at seeing his enemy's weaknesses, and he's a very good fighter in standard. And we are going to be taking him through the ages, and his family more importantly, through the ages to conquer all of Britannia. And we've made him, so let's not waste any more time, let's begin. And that's just one of the things with the mod, the Viet events. Right. You're just going to click OK to that. That, I believe, starts it up. And then Project Balance, another one of the events. And Extended Mechanics and Flavor, again, another one of the events, the mod things. Right. And now we're going to do the basic setup stuff. Okay, here's some news. Okay, this stuff is not important. This is just talking about guardians of children. And William de Crepon has arrived in our court. This is what he would have been, the Count. Instead of us, he would have, so he's no longer that. I think his children, no, his children don't have a claim, so he's just going to be a good servant to our cause. And we're going to, first thing we're going to do, get rid of that horrible thing and make Hereford our primary title. I mean, it's the shield's still down there in white. Is it going to move? Well, it'll move in a bit. Right. Right. So. Okay. Sorry, just getting my bearings. Right, okay, we've got all of our stats up here. We've got our wealth, which is how much money we actually have. Prestige, that's how, famous we are, how well known we are. Piety, that's how, religious we are. Demesne size, that's how big our demesne actually is. We've got realm size, which there, as you can see, shows how much of our realm we actually control, and the other people within our realm, and how much they control of it. And then our score, which will be our overall family score, which you'll see there slowly develop. Now we need to do some basic things. There's no heir to our dynasty. This is where all the alerts will appear. You've got news there. You've got alerts at the top and news to the right side, just below the date, which is there, of course. No heir to our dynasty. We'll sort that out. We'll find a good wife and, pop out some children. Open council positions, so we've got to assign some council positions. Okay, that guy doesn't like us. That guy doesn't like us. Court chaplain does though, that's good. Right, so the bailiff, or the bailey, he's our steward effectively. You don't need to worry too much about the Chancellor, Marshal, Bally, or the court chaplain liking you really. However, the spy master is very important. If the spy master doesn't like you, you're almost certainly going to die. So actually, sometimes it's worth not appointing a spy master just so you don't get killed. And this guy doesn't like us, so I'm going to actually make him a high almoner, so he's in the positive. Let's try and make some of these guys like us as well. Make him the designated regent. Make our marshal. And these honorary titles, these are things, they don't really mean much. You pay a tiny amount of money to these people. But it makes them like you. And it's good. It's very good. Because you need people to like you. I know. It's strange. It's annoying. People. God. With their own opinions and stuff. Should be abolished. Right, let's set them up with their tasks. I'm sending my court chaplain to research culture in our capital county. I'm sending my spy master to study some technology down there in the current capital of England, and it was originally the capital of England. At the moment it's got the French name because it's controlled by the Normans, but it's actually Winchester. It's not Winchester. It's Winchester with a W. And now we're going to send our Bali to collect taxes in Gloucestershire, because at the moment Gloucestershire is much better economically than Hereford. As you can see, this is the economic side, and we've got White, Gloucestershire and Hereford under our control. And White is economically bad, it only brings in 9.7 tax. Hereford brings in 26, which is a lot better than White, but Gloucester brings in 66, so that's top notch. That's why we've got to put it there, because it enhances the taxes collected, so that'll just, you've got to put it on your richest province, basically. You can do other things with these. I mean, the chaplain, I could improve religious relations, but I'm not going to bother with that. You could, I can't pronounce this, I'm so sorry. Give me a second. Proselytize. Okay, I'm going to stick with that, proselytize. Basically, I believe it's preach and all that, so you can convert people, you know. But sometimes things go wrong. With your spy master, you could scheme, which would increase your ability to, you know, succeed with plots. And did something just come up from my Steam? I think it did. That's annoying. Right, let's build the spy network. No, sorry, not let's, as in that's the spy network right there. Okay, and that increases your plot power and all that, which again, you know, helps you do things. Actually, no, scheme helps you discover plots. I'm getting these things mixed up. I'm telling you lies. I'm misinformationing you. That's not a real word. Ignore me. You can oversee, with your Bally, you can oversee construction. You can research economic texts, and with your Marshal, I'm gonna put him in. Well, technically, I'm going to put him in Gloucester, because Gloucester still has more soldiers accessible than Hereford. So we'll keep it that way. And with the Chancellor, we can do many things. We can just generally improve diplomatic relations. We can sow dissent, which can make rebels more likely. And you do want to do that maybe against your opponents. Or you can fabricate claims, which is what we're going to do. And the first place we're going to claim is going to be Worcester, because we're going to try and take over the entire de jure county of Worcestershire. And if you give me a moment, there's some reason there's lag. Hello and welcome back. I just had to cut it there because unfortunately I thought I was experiencing some lag. It actually turned out that my mouse had run out of batteries, and so no need to worry. I put a new battery in. Right, let's carry on, shall we? Have a quick sip of tea. Right. And then, let's move on. And we're not going to try and take over the entire de jure county of Worcester. We're going to try and take over the entire de jure duchy of Mercia, which comprises all of this area. Or if I switch to this one, this blue bit here is the de jure duchy of Mercia, and so that's the area we're first going to try and take. And now I have played this game a bit, and that doesn't normally occur because, as you know, we looked for the current county, the current Duke of Mercia is here. This is his holdings. He has no lands here, but actually I think that the duchy, having that, means that he can actually claim our entire area, so he could very easily try and declare war on us. And the king controls these bits, so we're not taking those from him. Hopefully he'll give them to someone who we can declare war on. Right. Let me think. Give me a second. Need another drink. Okay. Let's get on with doing the basics. I'll quickly show you these tabs. This is laws, where, you know, you can change, you know, the laws. When you're at this low level, the laws are very simple. They're just how much your lower lords need to give to you, and yeah, what they need to give to you. At least in this mod there is. For instance, currently the feudal focus, which is this, like people who have castles, need to give us mainly levies, and they don't need to give us that much. Whereas the clergy, religious people, they currently need to give us a mixture of tax and levies, whereas, and they still, you know, don't have to give us much. And then the burgher obligations, you know, don't have to give us much, but they have to give us more taxes than they do levies. Right, so let's have a look at this. What change are we going to make first? What we've got under us the most? Okay, I control the castles, so we don't really want to upgrade the feudal. Let's increase the obligations of the burghs to low. And we'll have to get, you know, at least half of the people, but because I control such a large amount of stuff in this land, I got 2 votes out of 6. We need, I think, 3, so just need 1 person to agree with us. We are come under the Kingdom of England, so we've also got these laws to consider, but we'll only get to vote on those if the Lord wants to make a change. And then these are the similar to ours, but he's also got he's got centralization and these 5 other laws, which are very important. The King's Peace, the fact that there's no King's Peace at the moment, means that we can declare war on everybody else in here. Obviously, you know, don't want to declare war on everybody, just want to declare on people whose lands we want. Right. And technology, this is basically the kind of stuff that we have. Did I make this? Yeah, I've made this our primary. Sorry, it's just saying that this is the technology in our capital province of White. Oh no, I need to make it my capital. I need to move my court there. So once I've done that, and there we go, we've got the shield move now. Right, so this is the technology in Hereford. I think it's pretty poor technology. Don't know what it's like. And this is the technology map for light infantry. We're not going to look at all of these, there's too many of them. Basically, the whiter it is, the more advanced, the bluer it is, the less advanced. So we're going to switch back to the pretty colourful map. And here's the military. This is basically where, you know, we can see how many levies we can currently raise, how many we can raise maximum if we let them completely rebuild. We've got our retinues, and retinues are different to levies. Levies you raise when you're at war. You can raise them when you're not at war, but for instance, you can't declare war if you've got levies raised. You need to stand them down. These are the common people that we get out of their houses, throw a spear in their hands and say, come on, we're going for a fight. Now, the retinue is a standing army, effectively. And what the standing army does is, well, it doesn't need to be stood down to declare war, basically, and it costs you a lot more money, normally. But, you know, once you get enough money coming in, it's a good idea to get them, I think it is at least. Not only does it bolster your numbers of soldiers, but it's generally, you know, just quite a good idea to have that extra little force. It can really make a difference, I mean, early on. And then we've got our fleet levies. We don't have many because the only place we've got is White. Pretty poor. I think it's Gloucester, though, actually, where we actually get our ships from, though. We've got Gloucester and White, and Gloucester's pretty poor. Right. Here are a list of our vassals and how many troops they actually give us. These two are the people who control the cities in Gloucester. They're giving us most of our vassal soldiers at the moment. And vassals and galleys. And then these two here are the holy people under us, and they're giving us absolutely nothing. I wouldn't worry about them. And here, mercenaries. Here, these guys are really important because you can hire them, and they make a massive difference. We will definitely be building up at some point so that we can use them. They're brilliant for being used in conquest because, for instance, a moderate one, you'd probably see us hiring in the 100 to 200 range to begin with. Give you basically say 1,750 more troops, and we can only raise at the moment basically effectively that. So you know, if you had that and mercenaries, you have double the forces. You know, these can be really useful, and actually you will find that if you ever go to war against the Papal States, they have tons of money, so they hire normally these mercenary groups, which makes them a real force to be reckoned with. Holy Orders will come into it later on. They only fight against enemies of their faith, so that's heretics and infidels. So if you can't use them against like fellow Catholics if you had a Catholic one, but you can use them against, you know, I think Protestants and obviously Islam, and I believe the other pagan faiths that exist up here, and the tribalistic faiths. And the reason I say Islam, because we're going to experience the Crusades, and that's going to be fun. Right. And then we're moving on to intrigue. Oh. These are some of the mod things here. Enabling shattered balance, which makes every county independent. We're not going to be doing that. Remove ahistorical empires. We're not going to remove them for the fun. Enable gender equality. We're not going to do that because it kind of, there is a certain interesting side to this with the lack of that equality. And plus, I mean, that's just for, you know, certain people who like that. We're going to play mainly the main game. We're not going to randomize. We're not going to use that. Not going to have that. And here we are finally to the actual decisions in the game. You can do these various things. The feast and summer fair normally increase the people who like you. That, you know, make your underlings more tolerant of your horribleness. And then this, the indulgence for your sins, you know. Can't remember what it does. Increases your piety, there we go. And then employment, you can invite a holy man, and there you can invite nobles, soldiers, spies, diplomats, and those are all, you know, people who could potentially fill your council. Can be used just for getting, you know, people if you want. Marriage, converting to lieges, culture, which we won't be doing. Toggling loan decisions, and you know, we can take a small. No, we can't take a small loan at the moment. I don't think. Oh no, we don't. We've got to get to the point where we can take a small loan. All these loans, basically, you know, they're very useful. They are. They can be really great when you know need that extra money, but you don't have it instantly. Right. And now factions. I'm not going to see too many early on, I don't think. Here are the factions in the county of Hereford. That will be basically where our underlings will form interest groups effectively, and this is where it will happen in the whole kingdom. Right here, just below. Factions can be for lots of things. They can be support, you know, pretenders to the throne, which can create a civil war. They can be to support just more autonomy for the lords in the realm. They can be for quite a few things, really. Changing the laws of succession, for instance. They can be quite powerful sometimes, but a lot of the time they can just sit around doing nothing. Normally, if you start a faction and you get, you know, it's a popular faction like autonomy, then you can actually get a lot of support and potentially be quite a threat to the realm. Right, one thing more. Right, religion. Here we've got the Catholic faith and the vassal bishops. These are our bishops that are our vassals. We can appoint successors at the moment because the laws allow for that. There's the Pope. He doesn't like us very much. We don't like him because he doesn't like us. Yes, that is good. Here's the moral authority. When this goes lower, this will basically mean that I can't remember. really bad. I'm supposed to be explaining things to you, but it'd be bad, basically, for the Catholic faith. And yeah, and here, eventually, next to the Pope, these empty bits here, will be where people who are effectively a bit like pretend to the throne, people who are alternate popes will appear. And they'll cause trouble for the Pope, and we don't like him, so let's let that happen. Right. Okay. And I'm going to end this here, because I'm reaching my time limit, and we will continue in the next episode, and we will finish this off and actually get started, get the timer rolling, and yeah, we'll start making babies and marriages and doing things, basically, that don't involve me just sitting here talking about stuff. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, favourite, subscribe, share, send it around the world, and I'll see you next time.